like, because okay, so for context, I nearly died when I was in my early 20s, and I basically went into septic shock and was dying. I lost 65 pounds in 3 days, so my body was really fucked up because of the extreme heat that my body was going through. Different parts of my body swelled up, and any arthritis that I would have had in my 40s and 50s manifested because of the extreme heat that my own body was generating to kill everything that was wrong with me at the time. That's what your body does when it's trying to heal itself from foreign attackers. It heats itself up because it knows that viruses and bacteria
fucking itself up.
Yeah, they can't survive in heat, but at the same time, it also fucks it up. And my body's reaction was so fucking extreme that it fucking crippled me. Like, it really, literally, it crippled myself. You know what I mean? But I remember afterwards, like after being released from the hospital, and because like I couldn't walk, like I was really like fucked up, and I remember just laying on the couch, and just being there and just complete fucking despair and thinking to myself, I'm like, Jesus, I am 21 years old and my body is destroyed. Ugh. And it was, I remember it being like a bit difficult because I was like, I felt just complete despair because I'm like, what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do? And one of the things, and this is why I tell people, to find something that brings you joy and makes you laugh, because laughter, Jesus, like laughter is definitely something that will make you feel so much better, even if you're living through shit, you know what I mean? Because laughter, it has such an effect on you, and it releases endorphins from your brain, like, you know, and it makes you feel better. And watching this show, Puppets Who Kill, that's why I'll always love Puppets Who Kill, because that show was so fucked up and was so funny and so very Canadian because it took place in Toronto. And that actually got me through a lot of shit. Just sitting there and just laughing at these rude fucking puppets. You know?
Yeah, I also find that fascinating where people can interpret or take things to help them go through things regardless of what it is. Like in your case, it was Puppets to Kill. And like, you say that to somebody who's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why would that help you go through that? But like you said, right? Laughter, like it just took you away from where you were, and then...
You know, and that's why I still go back and I watch that show. You know what I mean? And it's still... Yeah, it is a show that, you know, because a lot of people ask me, why do you watch this old-ass show? And it's like, it's not even that funny. I'm like, well, it's funny to me. And it's also, you know, like, there's that connection for me. And it's always going to be like, well...
What's funnier than looking at my fucking legs?
Fuck, you know what I mean? Seriously. Because at that time, one of my hands was still fucking swollen. It looked like a Mickey Mouse glove, you know what I mean? Half my face was sunken in. The other half was fucking deformed. I was still yellow, like, because my body was jaundiced. Like, Jesus Christ. I looked like fucking, what was it? I remember the first time that I was able to stand up, and because after they took me out of the intensive care, and they had put me in a semi-private room, and I needed to go to the washroom, but I didn't want to use the fucking the pan that they had there. I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm getting up, and I got up, and I limped on one leg, on my good leg, to the washroom, and I turned on the lights, and I looked at myself in the reflection. Jesus Christ, I looked like one of those Michael Jackson's Thriller zombie things. You want to know the fucked up thing? I looked at myself and I thought that. I was like, oh, Christ. And then what do? I did the Michael Jackson thing where he goes...
Holy fuck, that's amazing.
And I looked at that in the mirror, and I made myself laugh. And then I cried.
And then you cried. That's so sad. That's so sad.
It's so fucked up, you know? Like, it was so fucked up.
Oh, man.
But I remember because I just looked at myself, I'm like, oh my God, I look like I just walked off the set of Thriller.
See, our family's fucked. That's the type of shit like I expect no less from you.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I did that, and I did the motion, my gown fell off, and
I
looked just how deformed my fucking body looked, and it just made it worse. And I started to laugh and then cry because I was like, Jesus Christ.
I'm Michael Jackson.
Fuck, you know. Oh. Wow, see, I did not remember that until now.
Okay.
So, let us continue.
All right.
So, we did funny emotions, we did dark emotions. What else would you like to do? Okay, go ahead.
No, what are you gonna say?
I don't remember. I didn't have a thought.
The most confused / concerned moment you've ever had. Concerned more so on the side of because you're confused, like you're just, or a moment of realization because like you're like, I'm fucking stupid. How did I not fucking realize this? Or how did I not, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, or like an aha moment where you're like, ah, shit.
You know,
how about this one then? Your most proud moment, most proud memory that you have, or your accomplishment, something that you remember that just you felt amazing because of something that you accomplished and did.
Okay. There was one time where okay. So this goes back to, remember what I was telling you about jumping through hoops for this one fucking role, and the people, the suits over there in England, they didn't like me because my hair was combed to one side and I had facial hair. Once I removed my facial hair and combed my hair to the other side, they were like, "Oh, he's fucking perfect."
I fucking hate people.
So that week, because we filmed an entire episode in a week. Now, so this was a non-union show, and non-union shows are rapid fire. Like, you're doing about 8 to 12 scenes per day, and it's just go, 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 go. To be honest with you, I miss that, okay? Because union shows are a lot slower. You will film, there would probably be like, I would say between 4 to 6 scenes per day. And so it's a lot slower pace, which, given, I guess, content, and also given, it's better for the actor because, you know, you have more ability to be able to emote and to be able to concentrate and to be able to, you know, show something better. But what I miss is the rapid fire pace of non-union shows, because you're expected to be on point. The end. You know what I mean? We hired you for this. We're paying you good money. Do it. You know, there's no excuse. So for me, I always love that, because that shows you the level of skill that you have, and it shows you how prepared you are when you arrive on set. Because I don't fuck around. You know what I mean? When I get a script and when I'm preparing for a scene or preparing for like a TV show, every scene that I have, it's broken down into where they are, what emotions they're in, and so on and so forth. So I scribble all over the script. I mean, I'm always just scribbling. You know what I mean? So it was just a week of just go, 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 go. And then it was my birthday on that week, right? So I celebrated my birthday. It was
which is coming up.
I think it was my 36th birthday. I think.
I don't know what, it's like 10 years ago?
You asshole. It was either 34 or 36, one of those two. And I remember feeling just so good, because here I am celebrating my birthday on a set, because it was during the week, you know what I mean? So, and I'm thinking, wow, like I felt so just great, because here I am living my dream and doing what I love in life, and just enjoying myself, and it's my birthday. I thought to myself, I'm in the studio. If one of these lights from the studio, from the ceiling, came right off and crushed my fucking head, I would have died happy, because I died. I died being where I wanted to be and loving what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I would have died motherfucking happy, right?
And then somebody would have lost their job because they wasted a prop on you.
It wasn't even a prop; it's a light. You know what I mean? It's more expensive.
Sure, but that light, they had one. We can't buy any more of those.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, but I felt it was that sense of accomplishment because I'm like, Jesus, I am living my dream, and not only that, I am celebrating my birthday on set, and then that coming weekend I'm going to be with my family and my friends, and I felt I was in such a great place because I'm like, this is what, this is where I'm meant to be. This is where I'm always going to be at my happiest, And then on top of that, it's my birthday.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's something else I've told you before where not just your ability, obviously, to recover, but it's your motivation to, as you say, hustle.
You gotta hustle.
Again, like, you're one of the few people, I don't want to say few, but it's like they say, like, surround yourself by people that share the same ambition, not same, like, goal, but, like, ambition that you do. And you, Frank, Johnny, right, are people who fucking hustle, right? And not to say that my other friends don't, but it's just a different level of hustle where you're working like a donkey, like 18 hours, sleep for like 3 hours, get up, do it again, and it's rough, but you don't get, not necessarily you don't get like destroying your body like that, but it's not easy to get to where you want to be if you don't put in the work and effort, which is, again, why I always say, like, you didn't deserve what you got. You earned it. I don't deserve what I have right now. I earned it, right? And it's not to say there's people who don't get shit because they didn't work for it. Yeah. It happens, but it's very rare. Yeah. And when it happens, it's usually bad because company either has so much money that they don't give a fuck about wasting it on that person, or the company goes to shit because they wasted literally their money and this person had all these responsibilities and did nothing with it. Yeah. Which, staying on that topic, for me, one of my, I guess, proud moments, and it can't even happen recently, but I guess it's, am I just trying to be like, oh, I'm the best, but it's taking everything that I've seen and what I've chosen to learn from people around me and adapting that to my work ethic and how I do things and my ability to do that and adapt and grow and learn, I think is something that I'm very proud of. And yes, there's still things, obviously, I still need to work on, right? I am a very stubborn person. I'm trying to get better at listening more, but yes, I know that sometimes but I hate admitting I'm wrong, like everyone else does, but I'll admit if I'm wrong if proper discussions had, and it has to be proven, not argued, debated, but yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? And an example is me and Pepe have Pepe, see, fuck you, we've had this debate about music theory. Oh dear. Right? But to be fair, we never talked about it sober. So we were both right. Okay. But we were both wrong. Okay. Because we stopped listening to each other at one point. So we agreed, and it wasn't just stop listening, we misspoke as well. Okay. So it kind of just misunderstanding, and then just, like every week, I mean, people are just waiting, like, fuck you, watch this.
Oh, really?
But that the last time I was with him, we sat down and
you guys were sober.
No, but but we weren't fucked up.
Okay.
We were like super fucked up.
Yeah.
So we weren't in like argument mode anymore, like debate mode. We were just so fucked up that we were just talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you know what? It was good, but he's like, there's one thing that bothered me, and then he said it, and then I'm like, oh, I get what you're saying now.
I see.
This is what I meant, and he's like, oh.
Okay.
I'm like, sorry, I misspoke, and like he misspoke. I'm like, I see why you're saying that now. That's not what I didn't say that, but I get why you took it that way, because yes, if that, like, the way I said it 100% is what you're saying, but I misspoke.
Yeah.
But I'm like, sorry, like, you're right, like that's not right, but I didn't say it was a perfect fifth, but I said it's a fifth. But again, like it was right. But
yeah.
And I hate admitting when I'm wrong, but you have to, right? And for me, that's something
that's how you grow.
Right.
Yes.
And where I am now in life, right? Like that's not just, I guess, a memory. It's just memories of how I got to where I am, because if I didn't have these memories and apply these memories to myself, then probably wouldn't be where I am now, because I'd be in a mentality where, who knows, right? Like maybe I'd be one of those people who think I deserve this.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've been here for so long enough.
You wouldn't have grown.
Right.
Yes.
So for me, I think that's not just the memories for me. It's just everything that I was been able to take in and grow. So,
but at that moment you realize it and you're like, wow, like this is
and that moment really is every day I fucking wake up is that moment where I'm like, I am where I am because of the people around me, the people who cared, love me, and then what I've done with that.
Yeah.
Because people can love and give you advice and want the best for you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a better person or do the things you need to do to be the better you. So
yes, because what are you going to do with that?
Right.
What do you choose to do with
right.
that as well? Because it's always a choice too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and then that's when it gets to only so much you can do for someone.
That's true.
So
yeah, that's very.
So that for me, that's really my memory that really every day I remind myself of. This is I am where I am because of the people around me, but also what I've kind of chose to do with it. So and you're a lot of it. So yeah.
You embarrass me. Do you want to know? One memory that I have.
When you realize we're the same person.
No. It was for me. It was more just intense relief, like relief. Okay, so because of the whole leg thing, I spent 5 years in just absolute fucking pain, and a lot of people don't realize this, that I was actually I was an addict. Like I had a drug problem.
You got addicted to the oxycodone?
It wasn't that I was addicted. I was taking it because I didn't want to feel the fucking pain.
Right. So
hang on.
You were addicted.
No. I'm not saying that I wasn't addicted. I'm saying it's not that I was taking it because I wanted to get high.
No. I get that, but you were literally addicted to it. Like you were like,
I said that. Like, I was a fucking addict. I was addicted to oxycodone and all the other drugs that you just shoved it up your nose.
And I'm an idiot. You say you're an addict, and I'm like, you're addicted. Like obviously that's what that means.
So
trying to go to Spain here. Sorry.
So because I was in such intense pain that the oxys and like the Tylenol arthritis, because that would numb the pain as well, and Tylenol 3s. And it was just a cocktail of shit. Dude, that I
was just on oxys, and that shit was fucking great as fuck.
But the thing is, like, it didn't even make me high. It just numbed that shit. You know what I mean? And so every 6 to 8 hours, I would just take a cocktail of fucking pills with fucking alcohol. You know what I mean?
Stupid bitch.
But, you know, I got through college that way. It wasn't like I was drunk or high. I was functional.
Right.
Right? But, like, you know, like, I was an addict, right? And it was a secret addict, you know what I mean? Not secret because it was out in the open, but people just didn't realize that that's what was happening to me.
And that's the problem with that
Yes,
type of stuff, right?
absolutely.
There's no programs to help you off of it.
But that's the thing. That's another thing.
Yeah.
But just I'll get back to that, okay? I'll really get back to that. So, because I was going to surgery, because I spent 5 years in just fucking intense pain, and the reason why I spent so much time like that was because they told me that I had to wait for my body to actually stop growing so I can get the hip replacement, right?
Yeah.
Because if I would have gotten in my early 20s, your body stops growing when you're 25. So if I had just a little bit of growth, I would have been offside. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Did they have an option for the ones where like you kind of like, or is that like too crazy?
I don't think that was an option back then. You know, it was 20 years ago,
Like,
right?
they just stick a screw in, right? Like, and they kind of just push
Yeah.
the metal up. That wasn't.
No, that wasn't even an option.
Fuck,
That
man.
wasn't even something that they considered because it just wasn't a thing. Right now, it's a thing, which is amazing how fucking technology works, right? But back then, it wasn't. So I had
Sorry,
to.
just that I did that fucking noise, and you knew exactly what I was talking about. Why is that noise so fucking universal?
Because I'm paranoid. Parents fucking do it. Yeah.
You knew it. Like I went there like that means fast, but like there I was like you know what I mean, like just spin like. Sorry, it's so fucking stupid because it's so normal to us. Like you didn't even acknowledge that I went like that. But then I thought about, I'm like, there it is, that fucking noise. It works like. Sorry.
That noise is so common in our family that
It's
we all
universal. Like, see, because how I use it in context, like I use it like, which means like up. So, but like I went there, fucking fast. So it's, like, okay, sorry.
That's funny. So that wasn't even an option. So they told me you either do it now, and then when you're 25, do it again. And the thing is, you only get two. You only get
free.
two. No. Your body can only handle two hip surgeries. Yes, because every time that they do a hip surgery, they're basically carving out bone. To install.
Anything bone breaking or like
They fucking carve shit out of you. You know what I mean? So every time that they have,
it's kind of getting like when you have a cavity, right? They drill
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Like they're drilling into, like, if you keep getting cavities, eventually your tooth they can't make any more fucking holes in it.
Yes,
Got you.
know what I mean? So in this case, it was like that too, right? Like you can only do two because your body keeps, every time they do another one, they have to carve out.
And then even your
shit.
bone structure, like, it won't even be able to support. Like, it's just gonna be like,
yeah.
like
So
fucking.
and at that point, they would have to like make your legs go straight. So your hip would be like, you know, like in a position where you can sit, but like, you know, you won't be able to move it. So they'd have to like stick it.
Yeah.
You know? So I said to myself, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just deal with it for 5 years. And then when it's time to get the surgery, I'll get the surgery. And so I limped around for 5 fucking years in excruciating pain, to the point where my bone was grinding against my hip, to the point where all that was just destroyed. I would see the x-rays. Oh my fucking God. I was like, how is that even in me? You're like, yeah, you don't even have a hip femur anymore. Like, you don't have a hip, like the head, the bone of the head. You don't have that. And the socket was so ground to like a fucking, it was jagged. So that's why I was in so much fucking pain. So, you know, I was taking all these drugs and shit. So they told me that for the surgery, you have to be off all that shit. You cannot be taking any more cocktails of your own making. You just cannot. And you have to be off it for 2 months before the surgery. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you need to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fucking do the surgery. We're sorry. And this is the thing. They didn't even offer me any therapy. They didn't say, oh, you have drug issues. No.
Stop being a fucking addict.
They just said, just stop.
Okay, sure.
But the thing is, I did it.
Which goes back to what I said before. You're a fucking monster when it comes to that stuff. Like, it just.
But hang on. So, you know, they did the surgery, whatever. And every single fucking day, Marco, when I would wake up, every day for 5 years, it would be, I'd open my eyes and I wouldn't feel anything. It was like my brain hadn't connected to my body yet. And then once my brain connected to my body, I would feel my hip pulsating. Just intense pain. It's so intense, and it's the first thing that you fucking feel when you wake up, and you're just like, oh, like fuck, you know what I mean? And then I'd sit up and I'd stand up and just be in so much fucking pain, and I go and I take my drugs, you know what I mean, just to numb that shit. And it wasn't like it numbed it completely. I was still in pain.
It's just bearable.
But it was bearable, you know what I mean? Oh my God! So I remember that the first, because mind you, when they did the surgery on me, I got to the surgery room and they gave me the intravenous anesthetic thing that was supposed to knock me out. And they made me count back from 30, and I got to 0, and I was fine.
No.
Yeah. So the doctor was like, oh my God. And I'm like, well, I'm sitting there naked on this fucking silver table. And I'm like, well, what? And he's like, well, he goes, we're going to have to give you more anesthetic, more than the normal amount, because he's like, you stopped doing drugs, right? And I'm like, yeah, I've been suffering for 2 months, just, you know, dealing with it, and I haven't touched anything. And he's like, okay, well,
that's why they do it, so they can save money.
No, it's not that. It's just because your tolerance is extremely high.
No, I know, but for them to save money, so they don't have to fucking like pump that shit into, because like it's expensive, man. It's like $1,000.
It's expensive. Yeah. It's fucking expensive. And my body just swallowed it like it was nothing. You know.
Well, I mean, you're pretty good at swallowing things. Like it's
Girl,
nothing.
yes I am.
Fight back there's like, fuck, you're gay.
Right? So the doctor was like, okay, so we're going to have to bring back the anesthesiologist, and you need to sign this waiver.
If you die, then
and saying that if
oh
you
my
die,
God,
your family can't sue the hospital. And he said to me, you need to understand that this is a possibility. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here. I'm fucking naked. We're doing this because I cannot live like this anymore. I will not live. And if I die, I die. And I said that to the doctor. If I die, I die. It was.
Is that where Ken got it from?
What?
If I die, I die.
No, we got that from Rocky 3.
Oh, okay.
If he dies, he dies.
Fuck. You guys are fucked. I hope you said it in that way.
But I thought it in that way. Right? Like it's fun. So I said to myself, I'm like, fuck it. You know, if I die, I die. And that's it. You know what I mean? But I cannot live like this anymore. And I won't. So I said to the doctor, I'm like, just call the anesthesiologist, bring me the paperwork, and we'll sign this. But we're fucking doing this today because I'm not going through this anymore. And he's like, okay, it's your call. And I'm like, yeah, it is my call. And if my family, you know, they won't be able to do anything anyway. So just give me the paper. I signed the thing. And then the anesthesiologist comes out with like this big motherfucking syringe with like this huge fucking tip at the end. And he's like, he comes to my back. He's like, I'm going to stick this into your third vertebrae.
Yep.
And he's like...
I've had a spinal tap, so I'm just getting memories.
And he's like, don't move. He's like, if you move, I can paralyze you. And I'm like, oh my God. All I felt was the jamming of the thing in there. And it felt like it was hot liquid pouring into my spine.
Such a weird feeling.
Yeah, and I went, ah! And then I was out.
So for me, it wasn't a hot liquid pouring in. It was hot liquid coming out because
Really?
they pulled like my spinal fluid. So when I was really sick and I got pneumonia, and then like so they did a spinal tap on me
to relieve pressure and to
so
take stuff out.
It didn't hurt because that's how much pain I was in. Like so crazy pain that they did it. And he's like, "Okay, I'm like, oh, it's done." But because I still felt like weird. Like again, not pain, just weird feeling.
Yeah.
But I guess like it felt like coming out, like not in. Like I don't know. It's weird to explain, but like it's just coming out of my back. I'm like, oh, I can feel that there. It's weird. And then like it's done. I was like quick, like 5 minutes. But I saw like the fucking big needle you're talking about. I'm like, oh, what's going in my back?
Yeah.
And they put a small needle into it to like so like. But he's like, you really didn't like. Did it hurt? I was like, no, it didn't hurt. I felt it. I mean, it felt weird, but like.
Wow,
he's
crazy.
Like, wow, okay, you're actually really fucked up and sick. Like,
holy shit!
Because that's like the 4th time I went to the hospital because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
So that was like their last thing, and then they're like, oh, you have meningitis, and I didn't have meningitis. I had pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like that's how I was.
Yeah. So after that, I passed out. I even woke up during surgery.
I hope so.
Yeah, I woke up during surgery.
No.
I did, and I remember, and that's the thing. I remember. Oh fuck. So I remember the first thing that they started to do was to position me on my side, and as I was passing out, that's what they were doing. They were putting me in between two two things to hold
Yeah,
my
yeah.
body sideways, right? Because we're gonna operate on my
Two
left
fucking
foot.
forklifts.
Pretty much, right?